Hello YouTube. This is a video response to a comment that Matthew Siegel made on a video that sort of touches on several different issues that have been moving around in this particular circle's headspace about the nature of the evolution of consciousness. And when I think about consciousness as a phenomenon, I think about the way that my consciousness, my level of awareness has changed over the years. And I think it's more of a developmental process. I think the evolution of consciousness is a sort of misnomer. I think that there's a development that our awareness goes through about the nature of the world that we are living in. And Matthew writes, one can believe that eventually science, quote, will reveal everything to us. But this amounts to no more than a sort of belief based upon authority that Ryan was referring to in this video. Only in this case, the authority is the scientific priesthood rather than the religious. And I totally understand where you're coming from, Matthew. And I want to sort of augment that with a concept that Robert Lanza is proposing. I don't know if you've heard about biocentrism, and he is a fairly well-respected scientist in the scientific community. I'm sort of on the fringes, but if what I'm proposing with the chronocentric worldview is ever integrated with the finer details of astrometry, which implies that the entire world, the entire universe is, in fact, a sort of living organism, is a sort of conscious living organism, I think, which also resonates very deeply with Matthew's view, that we're going to have to reconsider the concept of will, of free will, in the broader context of that organism. So if you've got this bigger organism of which things like the sun and the solar cycle and stuff like that are a part of the natural biological, biocentric rhythms of this larger organism, then what can we say about that organism's will? And how will that relate to the sort of archaic notion of God's will, or the scriptural notions of the will of God?